Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Akal. The top stories first. NCP chairman discuss about cabinet reshuffle, list of new ministers to be finalized within a few days. Flood wreaks havoc in Nawalparasi, several villages in urgent need of resettlement. Death toll from coronavirus climbs to 459, half of the new cases reported in Kathmandu Valley. India to hold election in Bihar despite surging coronavirus cases, poised to overtake US as the most affected nation. And Delhi Capitals beat Chennai Super Kings by 44 runs, reached the top of IPL standings. And now the news in detail. Chairman duo of ruling Nepal Communist Party, KP Sharma Oli and Puspa Kamal Dahal held a meeting yesterday to discuss about cabinet reshuffle. Besides reshuffling the cabinet, the meeting held at the Prime Minister's official residence in Balwatar also focused on organizational unity within the party. NCP's secretariat meeting held last Tuesday has assigned the responsibility of reshuffling the cabinet and unifying the organizational structures of the party to the two chairmen. It has been learnt that Oli and Dahal are preparing to finalize the list of ministers and get it endorsed by the secretariat meeting within a few days. Cabinet reshuffle falls on top priority among the agendas of NCP's secretariat meeting. Therefore, the two chairmen are holding discussions to finalize the matter ahead of other pressing issues. The top two leaders of NCP had also held a discussion regarding this issue for 3 hours on Thursday. Oli and Dahal are trying to reach an understanding on whether to appoint all new ministers or to retain a few ministers on the basis of their work evaluation. The two chairmen also held discussions on the appointment of vice-chancellors at various universities. Flood has been wreaking havoc in the West Nawalparasi region, threatening several villages which need resettlement. The incessant rainfall since the last few days has now flooded Ward number 6 and 7 of Sarawal Rural Municipality and Ward number 1 of Palinandan Rural Municipality. The locals of the area say they have lost most of their stored food to the flood, while keeping the cattle alive has also become a challenge. Many people have been forced to take refuge in their relatives' homes. The loss of stored grains and food items has also caused panic among the locals. The locals also want the concerned authorities for a long-term solution to these flooding problems, as this has become a routine every year. The western Nawalparasi region experiences flooding every year because of the lack of water drainage from the area. The chief district officer of the region, Sagar Mani Pathak, informed that until now 12 houses have been completely damaged by the flood, while data is being collected to find out if there are more damages. Rajbiraz has become waterlogged due to the incessant rainfall since the last few days. The Provincial Police Academy, Janakpur Contact Office, Drinking Water and Sanitation Division Office, District Forest Office have all become inundated by flood water. The locals are facing problems to commute as various places in the market have also become waterlogged.
एरियामा पनि जाँदाखेरि तपाईको अब 2 फिट 3 फिट जति पानी छ, त्यसले गर्दा समस्या त छ नि। त्यस्तै गरी तपाईको दैनिक रूपमा जो जीवनयापन गर्ने हुन्छ, काम गरेर खाने, त्यसले पनि समस्या छ।
The concerned officials have not paid any attention at a time when the residents of the city are facing inundation problem amid coronavirus pandemic. The locals of Rajbiraz face this problem every year during monsoon due to the negligence of the people's representatives.
जनप्रतिनिधिहरूले पहिले भन्नुभएको थियो कि हामी जबसम्म हाम्रो कार्यकाल हुन्छ तबसम्म हामी नाला निर्माण सबै सकाउँछौँ भनेर। अब उहाँहरूको एउटा मात्र आयो कि कोरोना आएर हामी गर्न सकेनौँ। तैपनि उनीहरूले चाह्यो भने सक्नुहुन्थ्यो।
The locals fear of more problems ahead as the rainfall has not stopped yet. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Coronavirus has claimed 6 more lives in the country, taking the death toll to 459. Spokesperson at the Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, informed that 1,313 new cases of coronavirus were reported in the country during the latest round of tests. Among them, Kathmandu alone reported a massive 503 cases, followed by 91 in Lalitpur and 51 in Bhaktapur. Almost half of the total cases reported yesterday were from Kathmandu Valley. With this, the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country has climbed to 70,614. According to the ministry, a total of 51,866 people have been discharged from hospitals across the country after complete recovery from the disease. As of today, there are 18,289 active cases of coronavirus in the country. Among them, 8,237 patients are receiving treatment in health facilities, while 10,052 are in home isolation. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has said the government's top priority is to solve the problem of poverty to help ease the life of the people. He made these remarks virtually while addressing a high-level meeting on poverty alleviation, leadership and the use of multi-dimensional poverty indicators for poverty alleviation under the 75th General Assembly of the United Nations. With the priority of the government fixed on poverty alleviation in the past years, the Prime Minister said the rate of poverty has been decreasing significantly in the past. PM Oli informed the United Nations that works are being done to achieve the government's goal of no deaths due to hunger. He further added that it is the constitutional right of every citizen to have access to food, clean drinking water, clean environment and safe place to live. The programs of the government such as public housing program, basic education service extended to free education until middle school, basic health service, health insurance have helped improve the livelihood of the people. The PM further informed the meeting that the economic upliftment programs targeting the community level has yielded good results in the past, and the government has been continually working on improving the economic status of the people. PM Oli further said the goal of the government is to bring more than 1/3 of the people under the Social Security Plan and in doing so help improve the social status of every household. Stating the results of the 2018 statistical report, which indicated a major decrease in poverty rate of the country, PM said the government is looking to decrease the poverty rate below 11.5% by the year 2024. President Bidya Devi Bhandari held a telephone conversation with Swiss President Simonetta Sommaruga on Thursday. During the telephone conversation, the Swiss president assured her Nepali counterpart of supporting Nepali citizens living in Switzerland during the current crisis. Both Nepal and Switzerland are landlocked countries and are home to some of the renowned mountains of the world. In this context, the two leaders also held discussions on the impact of climate change and global warming on the ecosystem and natural resources. President Bhandari and Sommaruga discussed about the possibility of cooperation in efforts to reduce the effects of global warming. The Swiss president also invited President Bhandari to attend the Alpine Mountains Summit scheduled for next year. Lauding the initiative to organize the Alpine Summit, President Bhandari also urged her Swiss counterpart to attend the Sagarmatha Sambad, which will be held after the threat of coronavirus subsides. And now the news from the economic front. The Food Management and Trading Company has started its preparation of bringing in goats and mountain goats to Kathmandu Valley on the occasion of upcoming Dasai festival. The company has also announced the tender for sealed bids with regards to transportation of these animals to Kathmandu. The FMTC has planned to bring in 3,000 of these animals to meet the demands of the Kathmandu denizens during the Dasai festival, of which 1,400 are the mountain goats and 1,600 will be the goats. The company says it has allocated funds worth 60 million for the purchase. With coronavirus pandemic causing uncertainty over the market and its demand, the FMTC says its plan to bring 3,000 of these animals could change if the customer demand increases or decreases during the festivities. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. India has reportedly announced local elections involving millions of voters in a densely packed state, even though it reported 86,052 new infections of coronavirus yesterday. According to Reuters, India is set to overtake the United States by next month as the world's worst affected nation. The elections in the state of Bihar, which shares border with Nepal, will kick off at the end of October and will be spread over 3 days. The Chief Election Commissioner of India, Sunil Arora, confirmed the election during a news conference. The Indian government says that although infections are rising, the country's overall fatality rate is still low compared to countries such as United States, Britain and Brazil. India has the second highest number of coronavirus cases globally, behind the United States, where infections crossed 7 million on Thursday. Some countries, such as New Zealand, with much smaller caseloads, have delayed elections, Reuters reported. India's coronavirus tally surged to 5.82 million as of Friday. A total of 92,290 people have died in India, according to the latest tally. Some of Bollywood's biggest actors are being questioned in a drug probe by federal agencies that has sent shockwaves through India's film industry. Officials from the Narcotics Central Bureau have been investigating alleged drug use in Bollywood in connection with the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, a popular actor who was found dead at his residence in June. According to Reuters, the NCB is scheduled to question actress Deepika Padukone, one of the industry's most well-known names today. 34-year-old Padukone is among the industry's highest-paid stars. She was seen landing in Mumbai late on Thursday ahead of her questioning on Saturday, Reuters reported, citing local news channels. Padukone or her representatives were not immediately available for comment. The investigation is aimed at unearthing a possible nexus between the film industry and the drug trade. Mumbai police initially reported Rajput's death as accidental and local media called it a suicide, but the federal police agency is now investigating if there was any foul play. Earlier this month, the NCB arrested actress Riya Chakraborty, who had been dating Rajput at the time of his death, for being active in a drug syndicate. Chakraborty is currently in jail in Mumbai. A rat has for the first time won a British charity's top civilian award for animal bravery. According to AP, the rat received the honor for searching out unexploded landmines in Cambodia. Magawa, a giant African pouched rat, was awarded the PDSA's gold medal for his life-saving bravery and devotion. The rat reportedly discovered 39 landmines and 28 items of unexploded ordnance in the past 7 years. Magawa was trained by a Belgian organization that has taught rats to find landmines for more than 20 years. The group APOPO works with programs in Cambodia, Angola, Zimbabwe and Mozambique to clear millions of mines left behind from wars and conflicts. Magawa is the group's most successful rat, having cleared more than 141,000 square meters of land, the equivalent of some 20 soccer fields. More than 60 million people in 59 countries continue to be threatened by landmines and unexploded ordnance, according to APOPO. African pouch rats are best suited for landmine clearance because of their smelling power and lifespan of up to 8 years. The rats are trained to detect landmines in exchange for food rewards. You're watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Delhi Capitals beat Chennai Super Kings by 44 runs in the IPL match held in Dubai yesterday. Prithvi Shaw cracked a terrific 64 runs off 43 balls to help Delhi Capitals post 175 for 3 in their allotted 20 overs. Chasing a competitive 176-run target, Chennai Super Kings were bundled out for 131 for 7 in 20 overs. Regular wickets and a disciplined bowling effort from Delhi Capitals helped them with the match by 44 runs, reported Times of India. Delhi had lost their previous 3 encounters against Chennai, but finally avenged the defeat yesterday. With the victory, Delhi leads the points table with 4 points from 2 matches. Delhi has so far won both the matches it has played. Meanwhile, Chennai is languishing in the 5th position with 1 win from 3 matches. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. NCP chairman discuss about cabinet reshuffle, list of new ministers to be finalized within a few days. Flood wreaks havoc in Nawalparasi, several villages in urgent need of resettlement. Death toll from coronavirus climbs to 459, half of the new cases reported in the Kathmandu Valley. India to hold election in Bihar despite surging coronavirus cases, India poised to overtake US as the most affected nation. And Delhi Capitals beat Chennai Super Kings by 44 runs, reached the top of the IPL standings. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.